Hometown. Who else do we have out there?
Rhonda Isaac, 868.
Oh, Trinidad trying to take over now. Okay, and then Pastor Michael unmutes his mic. Okay, Pastor, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Williams from Trinidad and Tobago.
Welcome, welcome. That's what I'm talking about. Who else do we have out
reside
there?
in Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago in the house. You and Miss Rhonda Isaacs. Welcome, welcome, guys. Who else do we have out there? One more minute, then it will be getting started.
Dale Clark from Trinidad and Tobago.
Welcome, Dale. Trinidad in the house. Who else do we have out there?
Hi, Barbara Evans from the great 242.
Whoop, whoop. 242 in the house. Barbara Evans. That's what I'm talking about. Who else do we have out there?
Paulina Pratt Johnson from Nassau, Bahamas.
Paulina in the house. Nassau in the house, guys. Who else do we have out there?
Sherilyn Johnson in the house, 242.
Yes, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Who else do we have out there?
Charlene Cash, 242.
Man, the 242 taking over. Anybody else want to talk? I love it. I love it.
Rosemary Smith from the 242.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. 242 in the house. We want to know about this microbiome, guys. We want to understand it, unlock the secrets. We need the healing. How does it work? Who else do we have out there? And we'll be starting shortly.
Rose Anguilla.
Rose from Anguilla. Anguilla in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Welcome, welcome, Rose.
Thank you.
Delma Murphy from South Andros, Bahamas.
Welcome to Ma from South Andros. That's what I'm talking about. Who else do we have out there? Nobody else? Well, thank you so much, guys, for introducing yourselves. That's what I'm talking about. So now you can mute yourself out, and we are going to be getting started. Yes, it's amazing to be here. Let me see. Mr. Town, can you assist me in either giving me co-host so I can mute persons as I talk, just in case they come on, so we can have a clear recording? Let me know. Help me by making me co-host as well. So, okay, there we go. Okay, so I can assist. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So good night, everybody. Welcome, welcome to the secrets of the microbiome revealed. Yes, by none other than the king of the microbiome. That's what I love to call him. But my name is Dr. Ruth Ann Newton-Lightburn out of Freeport, Bahamas. And all I'm here is to guide the conversation. Nothing else, just to be that person to guide this conversation along and to show y'all what this thing, what we call the microbiome, or what they call, or what the scientists call the microbiome, and what it does for our bodies. So let me introduce our presenter tonight. This guy is absolutely amazing. I love to call him the poet of health, because when you hear him rhythm and rhyme through the knowledge that he's going to impart on us tonight, you are going to be absolutely blown away by what he says. So without further ado, I'm going to step aside and bring to the mic King Clive Campbell out of Jamaica. Have you made it to the call?
Okay, most definitely, Queen Ruth Ann Lightborn. We thank you so much for your effervescent voice and personality, always bubbly. You are just a total picture of what we all aspire to be. And I thank you for the association and your support over these last couple of weeks in terms of this particular program. Ladies and gentlemen, let me chime in also to welcome you to this call. It's still not too late for you to invite a few friends, a few neighbors, a few family, a few church folks over to be a part of this August call. We believe that God has given us an assignment and appointment to take some information to the nation. Many persons feel feel called in particular ways, we believe that there is a place for this, for people to come on board, for people to understand, for people to begin to come to a realization that there is more to what is happening in terms of their health, and they have a greater sense of control and input in terms of determining what is happening in their lives. So I thank you all so much for what is happening here. We love to talk about the microbiome because it is just the hottest topic on the lips of many persons today. The microbiome is now featured in many medical conferences. It is now the subject of many books by the who is who in terms of the big name doctors. It is gaining attention in the media little by little. It is coming out in the printed media and in the electronic media, the digital media. And we are happy to be able to have our say in this very important part of development. And as persons begin to chime in, I know that we will be walking away with some information. There are always new people coming on the call. So we repeat aspects of what we might have said before, because this, you might be hearing this the third, fourth, fifth, or sixth time, but there are persons who will be hearing it for the first time. And we want to give everybody an equal opportunity to understand what is happening inside of their body. So please bear with us. Understand that we are to invite our friends. And let me say from early, what if each of us on the call would invite even 2 persons the next time around? Then it will help us to get the word out. So thank you so much for this August opportunity that we have to talk about the microbiome and such alike. So Queen Dr. Ruth Ann, you did ask me to speak about what the microbiome is. Did you say that?
I want to. Yeah, I want to know. I want to know, what does the term microbiome even mean? Like, like what does that mean? Like, I mean, when you think about it, you think micro meaning small, biome. I'm not really sure what that means, but what does microbiome mean?
Okay, as you say, micro is small. Biome speaks about community. So there are basically communities of small things. These are small things in particular are bacteria, virus, fungi, even parasites, pathogens, archaea. These are the subclass that makes up what is called the microbiome. And the thing about it is that we are at a point in human history where we have never been before. What we have been taught all our lives is quite the opposite of our current reality. Hear this now. We are not humans with a few microbes living inside of us. We were fed that diet steadily for decades, all our lives. We are humans living inside of a microbial body. So it's a shift from we have some good bacteria, some bad bacteria living inside of us. So we try to put up with them. We try to get rid of them. We try to be sterile, but we are not sterile. We are far from it. Not only are we not sterile, the fact is that there are more microbes in our body than there are even human cells, and I'll get to that. But the point I want to reinforce is that we are humans living inside of a microbial body. They are everywhere, the microbes. They are around us. They are on us. They are inside of us. Some would go as far as say they are us. So somebody asks a question, how much of us are them? And how much of them are us? So we are looking now at what scientists telling us, that there are 100 trillion microorganisms living inside of the average human body. Now, contrast that with 10 trillion human cells in that same body. So for every human cells, there are 10 microorganisms. And I said that these microorganisms represent things like bacteria, virus, fungi, pathogens, parasites, etc. Now, that is when it comes to cells. Look at it now. In terms of the human genes, we, from the Human Genome Project that was done, started in 1990, we come to realize that we only have 22,500 human genes. That was a wake-up call. It was the surprise of surprises. Because when the Human Genome Project was being launched in 1990, the president at the time, President Bill Clinton, made a big deal of it. And he called many leaders of the countries of the world to come together, many scientists, people from all areas and strata of life, the who is who, to a press conference. And they launched this because they believed in sequencing and mapping the human genome. They would find the answers to cancer, to diabetes, to pain, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and many neurological disorders that we have. And they said, this is it. But after 13 years of study and research, they found out that the human body doesn't even have as many genes as the common rice plant or even a worm. As a matter of fact, the rice plant has 46,000 genes and the worm has 48,000 genes, and human beings have a whopping 22,500 genes. So the truth be told, we operate as an ecosystem, a super organism. We are not just human cells. And it seems as if the arrangement is that we were never meant only to be human cells. We were meant to be, some call it a holobiome, a super organism, an ecosystem comprising of the different parts, as I just said. So here it is. We are on this journey, and we thought we were, these bacteria were traveling with us. But as it turned out, we are the ones traveling with them. We thought that we were accommodating a few bacteria, only to realize it is the bacteria that is accommodating us in their world. We thought that we control them. Ladies and gentlemen, they control us. It almost seems as if the human body is the hardware and the microbiome, the microorganisms, represent the software that runs the body. We thought that we were outsmarting them. They are outsmarting us. This is the current reality, ladies and gentlemen. So, like two sides of a coin, you have the human self and you have the microbial self. I don't know if you have ever thought about this before. I've heard this suggestion or term before. So you have the human part of you, you have the microbial part of you, and they are operating at different parts of the body in different ways. So we have different biomes all over the body, because a biome is a collection or a community of these organisms working together for a cause. So we have the skin microbiome. We have the oral microbiome, and there are more bacteria living inside of your mouth than there are people on the planet. Don't plan to upset anybody's stomach, but that is the reality. Bacteria in the brain. Dr. John Gray, famous writer in the book Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. He said that a remarkable discovery was made in 2017, that for every single brain cell, which numbers 100 billion, you have each brain cell surrounded by 7 to 9 bacterial cells in order for the brain to work more efficiently and effectively. I had to sit down for about 10 minutes and relax in a recliner to absorb that punch. I never saw that coming. I didn't know. But the Dr. John Gray is not losing his mind. He's telling us what they are seeing from research and study. You have a vagina microbiome. You have a urogenital microbiome. You have a sinus cavity microbiome. The upper respiratory tract has its own biome. And of course, the gut. The gut is the master central of all the biomes. Of the 100 trillion microorganisms that live inside the body, approximately 40% live one place in one organ system in the body. Of the 12 organ systems, the lower part, the distal gut called the colon, in the mucus layer, the mucus membranes inside the cell, live these 39 trillion microorganisms, and they function as an organ. So because scientists and doctors did not see them over the years of doing all these type of surgeries and autopsies and everything, they believe that they were not there because you cannot see bacteria with the naked eyes and those small pathogens, etc. So they did not know that they were there. So what we are now coming upon is the latest cutting edge science as it relates to this particular field of medicine. That they are there, they are invisible, and they function as an organ. Very smart, very intelligent, very state of the art, very capable, and they run things in our body in a way that many of us have to sit on good to begin to imagine. So this is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the day we were born was the very day that our microbiomes, our microbes inhabited our human body. Within 15 to 16 hours after birth, they began to take charge in terms of multiplying and begin to become vibrant inside of the child's body. And to about age 3, between age 3, 4, or 5, it becomes as mature as a microbiome of an adult body. There are some other factors which I will not be able to get into tonight in terms of how a child is born, whether full term or cesarean, has a lot to do with the child's health outcomes. I don't know if sometime during the course of the conversation we'll be able to talk somewhat about that. So we are learning that we have an average anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 species of bacteria living on us and living in us and radiating from us. We also learn that about 2% of all the microbes ever discovered are pathogenic or are harmful. 2%. That means that 98% of bacteria ever discovered by man are either beneficial or benign. They are either doing something to have a positive effect on the body, or they are just there hanging out, not hurting, not harming, or doing any good for the body. They are just there. They occupy space, which even so performs a role, because even on the skin, if they occupy a space on the skin, then other bacteria that we come in contact with in terms of the bad bacteria will find that the space on the skin is already occupied. So they occupy a place on the skin so that other pathogens will not easily come and take control. Now we are learning that the best way to control the 2% is to seek the help of the 98% of good ones. We can better control bacteria, the bad bacteria like this, instead of using a lot of chemicals and toxins and other antibiotics and things of that nature, by asking and seeking the help and assistance of the 98%. So we should be focused on how to harness the 98% to control the 2%. That is what we should be doing. Now, in terms of what are the roles that these bacteria really play inside the body, let's take a look at time and look at the role that they play. Here are some of the functions of the microbes. 90% of the bile that's made by the liver is recycled by these microbes. That is powerful because we need bile, especially to break down fatty stuff inside the body. These microorganisms are what make our B vitamins and our vitamin K. Are those important vitamins for the human body to function? You bet they are. Also, they make your short chain fatty acids, butyrate, acetate, and propionate. Butyrate is said to be the healer of the body. You have always wanted to know, how does the body make its medicine? How does the body heal itself? Is by the body making butyrate, a short chain fatty acid. These microbes also monitor the immune system to make it smart, to make it intelligent, and to raise the IQ of the immune system, to also help to prevent the autoimmune diseases that many persons encounter. The lupus, the diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, the cancers, and some of the neurological type issues that we come across, the Alzheimer's and the Parkinson's, etc. So it supercharged the immune system. Let me just take a fraction of a minute to say that the immune system and the microbes are friends for life. They talk and cross-talk every day, every minute, every second, every moment of the day, in order to keep our body in proper order and function. So, as a matter of fact, the microbes feed some of the immune cells, like the T regulatory cells. Sorry, the cells that regulate the immune system. They feed them, they nurture them, and they monitor them, supervise them to make them smart and intelligent and relevant in the body to fight the pathogens that come in, the virus, including the ones that we are now fighting and facing. And if your immune system, ladies and gentlemen, cannot fight your viruses that comes along, and if they cannot defend you, sorry, then is there something in a vial? Is there some chemical potion that man is going to make that is going to protect you? Ladies and gentlemen, spend some money, spend some time in getting your immune system as healthy and as fit as possible, so that you can defend yourself against not only viral cells, but bad bacterial cells and any other thing that comes along in terms of cancerous cells and anything that is awry inside the human body. So they defend us against pathogens. They maintain the epithelial layer and prevent what is called leaky gut syndrome, metabolic endotoxemia, increased intestinal permeability. Choose one of those three names. Anything you call it, it means that the gut can become leaky. If you have time, we could look at that. When the gut leaks, it causes a cascade of inflammatory processes to take place, including lipopolysaccharide, which is a substance that is made by some bacteria inside of your body, never meant to be in the blood. But if some malfunction, because the gut leaks, it gets in the blood, causes inflammation, and gets the immune system in a tizzy. And in a body where there is inflammation, there is chaos. In a body where there is inflammation, there is swelling of your organs, of your glands, and malfunction of your endocrine system and your hormones. That is why many of us have so many different types of hormonal imbalances. And a brain that is swollen is a dysfunctional brain. Sorry about that. A heart that is swollen cannot work properly. A liver that is swollen cannot work at its best. Kidneys, lungs, name the tissues one by one. When they are inflamed, it is cause for concern. We need to find a way to control this. I'm having a frog in my throat. I hope I can get
No
it out soon.
problem. I was going to ask you, I was like, when you started talking about the bacteria in my mouth, and you said all these things are in there, and it's worse than having people, and then you said there's more in my gut. It's like we have a little city going on in our body, it sounds like. And I'm like, the more I hear about it, it scares me. I'm like, and the thing is, the city is in control. You think you're in control, but the city is in control.
Okay, like, you use the word city. We might want to use the word universe.
Oh, see, Clive, you're gonna scare me, man. Let's just keep it at a little city, man. Because universe is big. That's a big word. And so to think about all of this going on, in our body on a daily basis, and like you said, we have to make sure that we're putting the right stuff in, because we want to make sure that it allows for this microbiome to develop the way it needs to develop, or underdevelop where it needs to underdevelop, because it seems like you said we don't want that 2% to take over, because if that 2% takes over in some way, then we're kind of messed up. So we need to constantly make sure that 98 is making sure that 2% stays in check. Like, you need to stay in the corner over there. Don't you come out.
Yeah.
Head against the wall, count to 20. and no, but that's how I envision it. And like, the more you talk, I just see this little, like you say, universe happening within your body on a constant basis, 24/7, working. So like, it makes you to understand the importance of this microbiome. But why is the microbiome so important to our health? Like you said, it's to balance this and balance that. But why? Like, why?
Yeah, so I was mentioning some of them, in that because it maintains the epithelial layer. That epithelial layer is just one cell thick. I don't know what they call one cell thick, but it's one cell that lines it with a thick mucous membrane, with a two-tone mucous membrane. The top layer is a little liquid, then it gets a little more thicker nearer to the epithelium. And that is what prevents the stuff in the gut from leaking and getting into the body through and into the blood. So it maintains the mucous layer and prevents things like leaky gut and such alike. But here is the big part. Inside of your gut, these 39 trillion microbes makes 30 different neurotransmitters, like your serotonin, dopamine, melatonin, your GABA, and other types of these are like hormones. Hormones are like chemical messengers that are sent throughout the body to have a certain physiological action. And
Okay, pause right
30,
there, Clive. I'm sorry, Clive. Hold on.
yes.
Pause. Let's take it back a notch. So are you now telling me that this part of my body, the microbiome, which are kind of like, I'm an alien to it, but it's an alien to me, but it's a part of my universe that lives within me, is actually controlling how I feel? Oh my goodness.
I
Oh
tell
Lord.
you, that is what scientists have discovered over the years, that 95% of serotonin is made not by the brain in your skull, but by the microbes inside of your gut. And your serotonin controls your mood. The serotonin is your body's natural antidepressant. It prevents you from being sad, anxious, depressed, moody, and irritable. So for persons who may not be making sufficient serotonin, you may have experienced some of those persons in your lifetime, ladies and gentlemen. You can remember some persons just being irritable, just being sad, constantly sad. Every time I ask them, how you doing? Boy, I feel sick like a dog. Boy, not now go on for me. They just always, so the glass is always half empty. You hardly hear them mention the glass as being half full. They don't live on the sunny side of the street. They're always in the shades. They're always putting off their better lives until tomorrow because they're not making enough serotonin, enough dopamine, enough melatonin, even to make them sleep well. These bacteria determine if you sleep or you don't sleep. You think it's a big mattress that you buy from Courts or Singer, etc., that make you sleep. No, these bacteria making these important hormones, neurotransmitters, determine if you sleep like a baby or you hardly get any sleep. You wake up every half an hour and you go to the bathroom, or you just wake up, you can't sleep until you're tired and you can't drop asleep. You read book, you can't drop asleep. What is happening? There's an imbalance in your gut and it's affecting how your body makes melatonin, and therefore you're not sleeping well. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the facts. Don't believe Clive Campbell. Do your own check. Do your own research, and many of us knows how to do that. But these are the little guys that control our lives. They run things. They are in charge of things inside of our bodies. And yes, they make these serotonin, etc. They counteract infections in our body. They decrease inflammation in our body. They regulate blood sugar and blood levels in our body. They determine how our nutrients are absorbed in terms of vitamins, minerals, or protein. If we absorb well or we don't absorb well. The truth be told, we are usually told you are what you eat. More persons are saying you are not what you eat, you are what you absorb. And these microorganisms are what determine if you are able to absorb these nutrients. They help to do their part in detoxifying the body of all these heavy metals and toxins and chemicals and pollutants and all kind of different things like glyphosate. They're trying to fight these things and are overwhelmed sometimes. And guess what? It defines how you feel, they defines how you think, and they define your perception of the world. This is not small.
Clive. Like
Yes.
you don't understand that. That's a lot, you know. That is a lot. But I want to put a dot right in there. I want to put a pause right in there because we've told them, you know, what the microbiome means. We've told them why the microbiome is so important to our health. But this week, we're going to focus in on a little twist of the microbiome. And we're going to talk about how does the use of antibiotics affect our microbiome. And all of us on this call, over 100 plus, and I don't even talk about the ones that are on YouTube, but a lot of times, many of us, probably all of us on this call have been given antibiotics, sometimes multiple times. What are these antibiotics doing to our universe within us?
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Let me be one of the first persons tonight to say antibiotics have saved the lives of countless millions of people over the decades and years. It has saved it. But some of the government agencies in America are complaining that there is an overuse of antibiotics. 50% of the prescriptions that are written for antibiotics are said to be unnecessary. We have this aversion to these bacteria, and we are doing everything, writing even antibiotics medication to fight viral infections. And it is causing chaos. So what happens when people take antibiotics? So there is a misconception that microbes are completely lost from our system when we take antibiotics. They create massive damage. They create mayhem, disorder of no mean order. But you cannot say that you kill off something 100%. Have you ever read the bottles with these sanitizers or bleach bottles or etc.? And they always say it kills 99.9%. Because guess what? You cannot totally wipe out these organisms. Some always going to survive. And because they survive, they're always going to rebound. So let's imagine, for example, that there are 1,000 different species, just for this conversation, that lives inside our body. What happens when you take a course of antibiotic? All of them, for the most part, end up dropping almost 80 to 90% in numbers. So you kill both the good and bad bacteria when you take an antibiotic. Now, there's a study that's being done by Royal London University right now, and it is showing that a single dose of augmentin, 650 milligram antibiotic, which someone may take for example, sinus infection or so on, one dose of it drops the microbial count by 90%. That is science. That is what this universe has found out. You wipe out the entire microbial population in your body by 90%. That's a huge destruction, massive devastation. But the truth about it is that when you wipe out this 90%, that some of them will survive. So it might be like some might survive to, according to the type of antibiotic, 10 or 15%. The truth be told is that the good bacteria that produces lactic acid does that for a reason, because the good bacteria like a pH that is on the low end. When you wipe out your good bacteria and your bad bacteria, the bad ones tend to thrive in that setting because the low pH has now changed to a higher pH that favors the pathogenic bacteria. That is why they overgrow. If you think about clearing a piece of land, say you have planned to plant some callaloo and you clear an acre of land, but you got a call that you get a job to go to New York to do, and all they clear the land and prepare the land, you have to leave the land, go foreign, 6 months time you come back. What is the state of the land? It's not going to be barren. Something is going to be growing in the land. Some weeds and some thistles and some all kind of different type of shrubs and everything growing there. It's the same thing in a similar way, rather, happens inside the gut. In that when the good bacteria dies down, the lactic acid is not being produced to maintain a low pH. Therefore, a natural higher pH prevails in the environment, and the bad bacteria likes a higher pH inside of the gut. and they thrive, they multiply, they flourish. This is what caused now for them to eat away at the mucous membrane, eat away and damages the epithelial layer, the tight junction that is to protect the things inside of the gut from going inside of the body. It leaks sometimes in many places and gets into the body and causes inflammation. Inflammation is a cause of 95% of the diseases that takes place inside of the human body. So when antibiotic is prescribed and is taken, what doctors should do is prescribe probiotics or prebiotics to help to counter, because the nature of the infection, you might really need to say, take some antibiotics. But they just leave you like that with a gut that is dysfunctional. And with the gut dysfunctional, give rise to 90% of the diseases that affects mankind. That is a very crazy and serious situation to be in. So antibiotics, even though they are useful, set you up for major causes of sickness and diseases inside of your body, because you wipe out the guys that are looking out for your well-being, and it has caused an invasion of the pathogenic bacteria. And Candida albicans, a fungus, thrives in the presence of bad bacteria, the pathogens. And the Candida, a lot of ladies have Candida related issues. And they go to their gynecologist almost every month to get something to deal with it. Some pill, some potion, some lotion, or something else from the ocean, in order to deal with these infections that they have. But we have to find a way to get your gut back on track, to reseed your gut. Okay, look at how life is funny. One of the diseases that affects a lot of people, in America alone, you have tens and thousands of people die from a condition called Clostridium difficile. This is a bacteria that is living in the gut constantly. But when you kill off the good bacteria, it thrives and multiplies and causes problem inside the body. There are some people that are given constant dosages of antibiotics. What happens is that these persons may develop a condition called Clostridium difficile, and 90% of those persons that develop it can die. What some persons are doing to save the lives of most of those persons is to give them what is called fecal microbial transplant, FMT. And you read between the line, I know you pick up what it is. It is bacteria, not only bacteria, it is bacteria found in the feces of a healthy person. So they actually put the feces inside of the lower part of the colon, and it recedes the gut in 24 to 48 hours. And those persons who may have these conditions for weeks and months and years, in 24 to 48 hours, those persons are healed. And they can leave the hospital and go home. This is now saving the lives of 90% of persons who contract Clostridium difficile. And imagine this very same thing that you wipe out is the very same thing you have to put back and say, help me out, help us save this person's life. So we have to be careful when we go to the doctor, that when your doctor is writing a prescription, especially if it is an antibiotic, ask your doctor one of the most intelligent questions you can ever ask. Doc, what is the likely effect of this antibiotic on my gut microbiome? If your doctor is unable to answer that question, you need to ask yourself if you are going to the right doctor. And if your doctor knows about the microbiome and still prescribe antibiotics for you without probiotics or prebiotics, then that will be unfortunate. Now, probiotics, for those who need to know, probiotics are actually live bacteria that you can consume in some of the food that you eat. That's like kimchi and sauerkraut and other things of that nature. Some food you eat, they have a cabbage thing that they put together that generate their own type of fermentation, and you get live bacteria like that. Some health food store say that they sell products with live bacteria. But then prebiotics are actually the food that feed your probiotics. And if I confuse you enough, let me give you another one. Postbiotics. So you have pre, which is the food, pro, which are actually the live organisms, and post are what the bacteria make when they eat the prebiotic and they generate short chain fatty acids or butyrate or metabolites, as are found in the Sanki product, metabolites. So ladies and gentlemen, this sort of gives you an idea. There is more information to be said about the devastation that can be caused by antibiotics. But I give you this mouthful for today. Queen Dr. Ruthann.
Yeah, so now you know, you just wet our palates. Like you just threw it there and just left it there and just rubbed it in a little bit, spread it across, just a tad, just a tad. So now I need to know, like, okay, so what do I do? Like, what can I take? You just said I need to feed it. I need to deal with my metabolites. How can Sanki help? How can Sanki, which means respect for vital energy, flip backwards means Holy Spirit. How can Sanki's products help us feed this universe within us that basically is controlling what's going on? And to balance out these antibiotics that maybe we've taken over the years that have now taken, 90%, sometimes cutting it down, our immune system. How can we build our immune system up? How can we build up the metabolites, the microbiome, the everything, the mitochondria? How? Tell us, please.
Powerful, big question of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to tell you that in a world of bad news, there is a good news company, Sanki Global. Now, as you have heard from Queen Dr. Ruthann, that Sanki is a Japanese company. Now, how on earth have we become affiliated with a Japanese company? Now, a team of Japanese scientists made a very meaningful observation in 1970. They observed that the average American lives to be about 74 years old. The average Japanese mainlander lives to be about 90 years old. But there is an island in Japan called Okinawa. You might have heard about it. That they have the most centenarians on the planet in one place. These centenarians, of course, persons who live to be 100 plus years old, are not only 100 years old, but they are 100, happy, and they are vibrant. And they have studied some of the healthiest, longest living persons on the planet. So we use success as our test model. What they realize as a commonality among these persons from Okinawa, that although they were saying 100 plus on their birth paper, when their gut was examined, it was looking like the gut of a 30 or 40-year-old person. That is the secret they discovered. Why these guys live to be 100 plus, and they were still happy, healthy, vibrant. These are persons, we are told, still fishing, some of them, some still farming, some still getting on with their day-to-day chores, and then they meet up in community in the evening where them eat and them laugh and them chat. But here's a secret I'm hearing about the Japanese, how they eat. That not like many Jamaicans or, I don't know, Caribbean folks, that eat until them stretch their maw. I don't know if that is how they use it in term in your country. But in Jamaica, when you eat until your belly full, then say, boy, I stretch my maw. If you sit down 8 inches from the table when you just start to eat, you eat so much food until your belly start to rub against the table side now. You stretch your mouth. You eat a lot of different food until you stretch your mouth. But here is what the Japanese do. They eat 80% full. They don't eat until them belly bust, as Jamaicans would say. They eat until they feel like they could eat some more, but them stop. And therefore, they're not consuming all that extra food and calories and things that their body have now to deal with. So I don't know if some of us may want to adopt that secret, that don't eat until your belly full. Eat until you feel all right, and you stop. And that's a discipline that we could adopt. So these Japanese scientists realize the secret of the Japanese, and they began to study them deeply and now to make formulations. Sanki Mayor, a team of Japanese teaming up now with scientists from France. And they, over 40 years, they developed and designed these products. And for the last 10 years, altogether 50 years, they have been marketing these products mostly in the Spanish-speaking countries, Spain, Mexico, Colombia, etc. So when I went to Florida 2019 November, 14 months ago, and I was introduced to this company by Mr. Arvida, Jose Manuel Arvida, I was told that this company plans to be around for 100 years. Our CEO and president, Mr. Arvida, he is one of the most blessed souls that you could ever have as the head of a company to take this company to $1 billion business and more. And in addition to having this master of a general, we have our CSMO, Queen Dr. Helen Delahousse Clay. She is as pleasant and polite as her name suggests. She is an author, and she is a New York #1 best-selling author, and she is the only Black CSMO of a company of this magnitude. And her mantra is, no one will outserve me. When you have caliber of leadership like Lady Fabiola and other leaders of our company that is located in Las Vegas, Nevada, we, ladies and gentlemen, have a front row seat in the English-speaking world to take a Japanese company with Mexican influence to every part of the world, every nook and cranny, so that every baby and every granny can have these products at their disposal. These products, ladies and gentlemen, are not your everyday dibby, pian, ordinary, average product. These are products that come to your body with attitude. If you ever wanted an attitudinal product, that when Sanki products come, 2 bulls can't reign in a 1 pen. So if these good up products come, then sickness and diseases will have to pack their bags and go to the left, but go somewhere else. But the products are here to make a difference because they have been studied by some of the brightest scientists out of the Orient. They are put together by some of the finest technology, nanotechnology, biotechnology, nutrigenomics, utilizing advanced delivery system is a patented technology that take these nutrients to every cell inside of your body and to nourish your cells back to life. How many cells inside of your body right now are malfunctioning and are crying out for help? They are crying out for Sanki Global products. And when you bless it and take it, it courses through your vein, go into your cell, and begin to reorganize things inside of your cell, fix things in your cell. Don't stop searching inside of the cell until it find where the problems are and begin to fix them one by one, two by two, number by number. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Good News Company with Good News product. So here are the products now. Products that reverse, recover, and restore. Products that works 100% of the time for 100% of the people. Here's the first product, Dr. Ruth, and I give to our listeners. Asaki, Hasaki. Asaki is a dietary supplement powder utilizing a technology called Bovia, and they use cacao as one of their main secret ingredient. This product, ladies and gentlemen, is designed to nourish your microbiome with its 596 different metabolites. Metabolites are what the body has to make to keep you functioning. Your body needs to make it, but here's the problem with man's modern diet. They call it the standard American diet. And where we are in the Caribbean and many parts of the world have adopted what they call the SAD diet, the standard American diet, which is comprised of 30% of protein, mostly from a meat source. 60% of the diet comes from processed food, things we go to the supermarket and we buy in boxes, bottles, cans, and bags. And less than 10% comes from plant, vegetables, grains, seeds, and nuts and lentils. Many nutritionists, doctors, and scientists are saying that this diet that we have for 50 plus years now is a prescription for disaster inside of our body. This does not nourish the microbes, because what we eat to satisfy our taste bud and our human cells do not nourish your microbiome. And part of the reason why your microbiome may be damaged, other than for antibiotics, is because of poor diet, poor sleep, radiation from cell phones, radiation in terms of electrical radiation, electromagnetic frequency, poor sleep, water with chlorine in it, and all kind of different other things that we put in our body with chemicals on them. The dry cleaning clothes, that the things they use to clean our clothes are the dry cleaners. The chemicals are, when you sweat in them, it goes into the pores and goes into your body. Those are dangerous. Formaldehyde, dioxin, and all these other dangerous chemicals get into your body and you're sick like a dog and you don't know why you're sick. Ladies and gentlemen, our diet is wrong. And if the diet is wrong, the body is going to cry out for help. And we need for us to understand that we need to fix our diet in order to fix a damaged dysbiotic gut, an unhappy, unhealthy gut. And it is only doing so that we will fix our health. So this product, Asaki, is designed with 596 different metabolites to feed the microbes that live in particular in your gut, to make them healthy, vibrant, firm, strong, up and running, good again. And when they are restored, they can restore order and decency in your gut and in your body and in your life. And your serotonin can be made in right proportions, and your other neurotransmitters, and your gut will be able to work and do the things that a good up and running God does. Ladies and gentlemen, this product, Asaki, is a premium product. Just start the month of February. Don't let February done and you don't get this. As a matter of fact, allow me to make a recommendation for Valentine's Day, which I believe is the 14th of this month. If you want to send a love message to your microbiome and by extension your body, we need a Saki between now and Valentine's Day to have an established relationship, a love relationship, because you must love your microbiome. This is a suggestion that Clive Campbell is making. If you want to take it up, it might be the best decision that you ever make to have fun taking care of your microbiome. Let me say that, ladies and gentlemen, spend money on your microbiome. We spend money on a car, spend money on a house, we spend money buy clothes, we spend money buy purse and bag, we spend money buy fancy shoes, all kind of different brand name shoes. And guess what? Our microbiome is starving and is damaged. Have a different response between now and Valentine's Day and love your microbiome. If your microbiome could talk, if they could send you a WhatsApp message, an email, a Twitter message, they would say, listen to Clive, we need a Saki now more than ever because things down here not so well. They are saying the reason why you have acid reflux is because we're not healthy. The reason why you have ulcer is because we're not well. The reason why you're having Crohn's disease, celiac disease, diverticulitis, irritable bowel syndrome, and other different types of gastrointestinal disorders, gastritis and everything is because the gut is damaged. Do us and yourself a favor, your microbiome is saying, and get us a Saki by a morning or by the latest the following day, Thursday, but give us something to work with. Because if you fix your gut, you fix your life. Fix your gut, you fix your health. Ladies and gentlemen, all the diseases that mankind has, and there are hundreds of them, can be relieved and remedied if you ask for the intervention of your gut microbes to do what they do best, to reverse, recover, and restore your health and put it back on track. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a star product that the world needs. Good news, it is available. So this dietary supplement doesn't only have 596 metabolites like all the Sanki products. Each one of them have metabolites, but this have 596. This improves the absorption of proteins by 20%. That is important because as you change out cells, as you do repair while you sleep at night, you need protein. Many persons not getting a good source of protein or they're not absorbing the protein. This product has been clinically proven to increase the absorption of protein by a whopping 20%. This product increases the oxidation of fat. It helps to burn the unwanted fat that we have on our body, that shows up on our body in terms of tires around our waist, or these love angles, they call them, or different names. It helps to burn away some of those. And here is something I need to pause a bit on, because this product provides nutrients for your mitochondria. Just to remind you, because long time some of us leave school, your mitochondria is the part of your cell or the parts of your cell that makes energy. So for example, your heart cells may have thousands of mitochondrial cells, organelles within it, so that it can generate the energy so that your heart can beat properly. Because damage is being done to our mitochondria. The mitochondrial population in the cell has been reduced. It has also been damaged. And when the mitochondria is damaged, they oftentimes leak and releases massive amount of free radicals, which is causes mayhem inside of the cell and can damage the nucleus of the cell, which contains your gene. If it's mutated, it can cause cancer. Without enough energy in the cell, it cannot induce what is called apoptosis, which is to program a cancerous cell to die. And therefore, a cancerous cell can multiply and cause problem and becomes a tumor. When energy is restored to the cell can now perform its metabolic function and fight any mutation, fight any damage, fight and remove any type of cellular debris, and cause the cell to function as it should function again. So one product is providing nutrition for your microbiome. One product is improving the increase of protein by 20%. This same product is helping your mitochondria to function better and healthier. And it's one of the branches of science that a lot of attention is now being given to, because the health of your mitochondria determines the health of you. It determines how long you live, how healthy you live. This product, ladies and gentlemen, is a product that everybody on the call should try because of what it does to the human body. It resets your microbiome and re-energizes your mitochondria and give you back your raw, natural, original energy. And talk about energy, let's move to Belage, because Belage is designed to really give you back energy. Belage, B-E-L-A-G-E, means beautiful age. The technology, Orizod Enzyme 5. It reactivates our body's antioxidants, superoxide dismutase, and glutathione. These are your own boys. That although we get antioxidants from fruits and vegetables, what your body makes are the most powerful antioxidants, but we do not make enough because we don't feed our body with nutrients to make them. When you have a product that helps your body to provide 4 times the vitamin, the antioxidants as the great vitamin E provides, you know you're onto something big. You know you're onto something very powerful. These antioxidants are what cleanses the inside of your cell, just as how you use rag, water, and soap to cleanse the outside of your body. The Rasta man say must drink coconut water because it washes your heart. This product, ladies and gentlemen, not only wash your heart, it lifts up the lobes of your liver and washes it. The lobes of your lungs washes it, searches everything in your body, ensure that everything plug in, not plug out, everything turn on, not turn off, everything up just like you know. So ladies and gentlemen, this product Belage is the first product that Sanki Global made. The ingredients, ladies and gentlemen, of this product is what is impressive. Rosemary, olive, turmeric, spirulina, cacao, green tea, and we also use black bean extract, etc. This product, ladies and gentlemen, have these products, many of these ingredients in it, fermented in a particular way, utilizing Japanese technology. And they come to your body with a certain attitude to cleanse your cells of any unwanted, unnecessary toxins that stays there and cause chronic low grade inflammation. That is why you are constantly sick. So, ladies and gentlemen, this product is designed to give you back your energy. Do you realize over the last 10 years how the supermarket shelves and the gas station shelves in the Star Mart, etc., a lot of energy drinks are there now, all different type, all different name, because we are having an energy crisis in our world today. By the time some workers 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the day, they crash. They have to get some energy booster. They have to get some cups of coffee. They have to eat something sweet to get back their energy. Ladies and gentlemen, all you need now is Belage and you are in charge. It comes in a sachet, you empty it empty it in some water, 12 to 16 ounces. You can drink it all at once. You can drink half now, leave half till later, or you can sip on it during the course of the day so that you don't need to drink all those soft drinks and sodas and other toxic stuff with those artificial sweeteners and dangerous chemicals and additives and flavors and colors in it, and that causes thing, the aspartame in it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have super product number 2, Belage. It improves your blood circulation. We have a machine. I might leave this for
Do you want me to take
Dr.
over? Because I can continue if you want. So let
Okay.
me know if you want me to. So
All right.
listen, like he said, this Belage is absolutely amazing. We like to call it our morning shower because that's what it is. You get it into your system and literally it starts hydrating the body. It starts energizing those cells at the cellular level. Guys, when you think of Sanki products, just think of cellular. It's not topical. It's not above the skin. It's deep down. Like he says, we're talking about the microbiome. So also we're talking about the mitochondria, things that you can't see. So oftentimes the first thing people say, well, you're telling me I'm going to take a sachet and it's going to work? Listen to me. I am telling you, give it 4 to 6 to 8, sometimes 24 hours, depending on your body. But something's going to happen. You're going to start feeling something going on in your body. I remember one person said to me one day, Ruth Ann, these products don't work. This ain't doing nothing for me. I know what this is. And so then in the next breath, she said, but I seem to be getting a lot of mucus out. Plenty mucus. I don't know what's going on. It's just a lot of mucus. I was like, oh, it's working, eh? Okay. And I walked away in my little corner. Because that's what it is. It's removing the mucus. Mucus is inflammation. Inflammation is pain. You know, for those that know about Dr. Sebi, what did he say? Mucus. Get rid of the mucus. If you could get rid of the mucus, you could heal your body. So this is what these products are doing. And like King Clive has told us for the past hour, that it has to do with the microbiome. If we can balance out this microbiome, if we can feed it what it needs to become healthy so that the 98% can fight the 2 and not allow the 2 to take over the 98, we good. So that's what that Belage and Hasaki will do. And then we flip over to the inner 7. Listen, this goes down 325 meters down into the ocean, Okinawa Ocean. And so I had a fisherman say to me a few days ago, he's like, "What? Why y'all let's go 325 meters deep?" I was like, well, think about it for a moment. He says, well, I just go deep diving and boys down there is be pretty. I say, and isn't it clean? Isn't it cleaner than the top? He said, yeah. I said, exactly. So we go 325 deep because all of the pollution is sitting to the top of the ocean. And there's many fish that have been able to live for hundreds and thousands of years deep in the ocean. So we're getting all those minerals from out of this ocean. And guess what? What are the main ingredients that come from it? Magnesium and potassium. But it doesn't stop there. There's over 50 other minerals, essential minerals for your body that is in this inner 7. And this helps to balance the body out at 7, okay? It stimulates relaxation and revitalization, and it improves digestion. We sometimes have people that pour this just in the water, and yes, it is salt water. It's purified salt water. And they put it in some warm water and they drink it, and guess what? They have a full pass from it. It also recovers your body's essential minerals, things that you don't think you're missing. Guys, I have been anemic all my life. I have been borderline transfusion every time I had my children. Since I have had what's going on in my body, I've always been at my hemoglobin level has been anywhere from 7 and a little bit above to 8, 8.5. It's always sitting there. It's never moving. Guys, I've been on these products for a year. My hemoglobin level is now at 11. Okay. I have something called thalassemia. Thalassemia is this supposed whatever that doesn't allow your body to process iron. So your iron can never stay up. My hemoglobin count is at 11. I don't know if I have to say any more for y'all. You know, a gentleman in the chat asked about, oh, he had a stroke and, you know, can it recover him 100%? I can't say that it'll recover you 100%, but I can say that your blood will start percolating in areas that it hadn't before. My right arm was completely numb as of 2017. Now my right arm is burning and driving me insane. Why? Because it's coming back to life. It's driving me crazy where it's burning and tingling, just like when your foot goes to sleep. It took about 3 to 4 months for it to go numb. And now it's taken about a year to come back to life in its entirety. And now it's burning. So can I say that you will be at 100%? I don't know. But I can say that these products will reverse, recover, and restore. That's what I can say. And back in 2015, when I asked my doctor, well, how am I going to know when I'm getting better? I've been diagnosed with lupus SLE, transverse myelitis, and neuromyelitis optica. Yeah, go look those up. And my doctor told me at that time, she said, Ruth Ann, you will know when you're going to get better because everything will start reversing. Those were her exact words. And so, guys, I'm watching as my body is reversing, okay, recovering and restoring. Crenui fire or Crenut or Crenui, however you wish to call it. Just don't call it too late, eh? It reduces the absorption of calories and sugars and carbs. It deals with the gastric protection and antioxidation and increases thermogenesis to remove fatty tissue. What does this mean? Well, first of all, if you like those sugars, if you have high blood pressure, if you have diabetes, this is the product for you guys. It is going to remove that excess sugar, that excess carbs at night. Also, it gives you an incredible night's sleep. Why is sleep so important, guys? This is when your body pauses and recovers. This is when your body is allowed to do what it needs to do. And oftentimes, many people don't sleep. We don't sleep at all. And then we wonder why we're not well, why we're not better. It's because your body needs to sleep to recover. Your organs need sleep in order for you to feel better. And then this increases thermogenesis. Man, you could lose weight while you sleep. Well, who don't want to do that, huh? And that's what I'm talking about. And then, see, listen, let me tell you something. This is an intelligent system here. Because if you don't need to lose weight, it's not going to burn fat. Guess what it does? It starts looking at the arteries. It starts looking at everything else and saying, okay, you know, I got a little bit of fat up in there. I need to clean out a little bit. Let me go clean that. So then the thermogenesis, instead of burning that little extra love tissue or that little muffin that should not be down there, and you know what I mean? It actually burns that and deals with other things. So this is where the intelligent force comes in with our products. So all I can say, guys, is Sanki system is the system if you are looking to heal your body from the inside out. Now, if you're looking for something to cover up something and do, this is not the system for you. But if you are looking for your body to start reversing, recovering, and restoring, this is what this product system will do for you. Some of you might only need Balage. Some of you might need the Balage and the Hasaki. Some of you might need the whole entire system. But I will tell you this, if you have to start anywhere, start with the Balage, start with the Hasaki. Those are the two. Why? You heard what King Clive said. The Hasaki feeds our microbiome. Why do we need our microbiome? That's our balance system, man. That's us. We want to balance the universe. We don't want the universe to attack us. Because trust me, every week I listen to King Clive, it makes me more and more aware of what I put in my body. It will either damage me or help me. And if you haven't understood that by the end of what has been said, guys, I don't know how much better he can say it. because I'm not the poet. I'm not the health poet. I can't rhythm and rhyme like King Clive. I just have the radio voice or the announcer's voice. That's all I got, baby. So this is all I can bring to the table. But I will tell you this, I have seen miraculous things happen with these products. When I say I have seen a 13-year-old young man who was not able to walk before, be able to stand, take 5 steps, 8 steps, to be able to stand on a treadmill for 5 minutes, to stop drooling, his eyes stop rolling, my left eye to be bright. So now you can't even tell which eye I can't see out of. Guys, people look at my skin, and yes, I was beautiful before, but now I'm just more beautiful. It says that's such a word. Yeah, you know, I'm just beautiful. But I'm telling you guys, these products are amazing, amazing. Okay. So what I want you to do, like King Clive said, next week, bring 2 people. Bring 2 people. Persons need to understand the power of the microbiome. Okay. And what I will say to you, get back to the person that brought you this call. Let them know you ready. You are ready. You are ready to get started. You want your products and you want them now. We have offices in Turks Island, the Bahamas, Jamaica, Trinidad, and all over the United States. And guess what? We're coming to Canada. And if we need to go to the UK, we're coming there soon too. So listen, we want to take over the globe. Why? We want to reverse, recover, and restore your body. So all I want to say is thank you so much for joining us tonight, and have a great night, my friends.